Number 17. Mike used a number machine. Each number he put into the machine came out as a different number according to a rule. Some examples are shown below. Which statement describes a relationship between the numbers Mike put into the machine and the number that came out of the machine? So this is a relationship question. We're trying to figure out, how does this number become this number? How does this number become this number? And so on. And the rule has to be the same for the whole machine. Now this is one of those few problems where I encourage you to go ahead and look at the answer choices, because that way you'll have it narrowed down. If you look at A, it says the number that came out of the machine was 5.102 less than the number that he put in. B says the number that came out of the machine was 4.008 less. The C says the number that came out of the machine was 16.012 more. And D says the number that came out of the machine was 4.08 more. 4.008 more. So it's going to be one of these, and all these say more or less, which means adding or subtracting. So I'm going to start by looking at these two numbers right here, and I'm going to see how far apart they are. And I'm going to do that by doing a subtraction problem. Okay. Looks like these two are 4.008. I know that's one of the answer choices. Now I'm not going to assume that that's the correct answer until I've checked all of them. So what I want to do, first of all, I know that this number to this number becomes a smaller number, doesn't it? And so on right here becomes smaller. This one becomes smaller. This one becomes smaller. And it looks like they're becoming this much smaller. But I'm going to check by doing another problem, maybe the one on the end. And I'm going to subtract 4.008, which is this number right here. And I end up with 39, which is what this shows. So I know that this rule worked for this number. I already know it works for this number. So maybe I should check one more just to be sure. I'll check, how about I check one in the middle? Like, I'll do this one right here. I'll do 58.208, and I'll subtract 4.008 and hope that it comes out 54.2. 002, keep the decimal point lined up, 8 minus 4, and it does come out 54.2. Remember, zeros on the end of a decimal number don't change it, so you can actually leave them off. So that did work. So it worked on all of these. All of these are 4.008 apart. Now, when I go look at the answer choices, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this answer choice and this answer choice and narrow it down to B or D. Now be very careful when you pick your answer that you don't get in a hurry and pick the wrong answer because you're misreading. Remember, sometimes it helps if you read it without the number in the sentence. So for example, B says, the number that came out of the machine was less than the number that went into the machine. The number that came out was less. Yes, it was. The number that came out was less than what he put in. Okay? Look at D. The number that came out of the machine was more than the number he put in. That's not true. The number that came out is less. The number that came out is not more than what was put in. So that means this one is not the correct choice, and B is our answer.